That was close.
Riverside, motherfucker.
Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Hammy Moto. Today I'm in Riverside, California, my hometown, test riding this, the Dingo. I met the guys at Dingomoto over at the Electrified Con back in July, and when I saw this bike, I thought, this is the cutest f***ing thing I've ever seen. I mean, look at this adorable kickstand. It's like a little kitten's foot. However, while this bike is adorable and cuddly, it is also a 72-volt monster, and you could easily get yourself hurt on this thing. That is why they have a little print here that says, ride at your own risk. That is also because this bike is technically sold as an art piece. So when you buy one of these bikes, Dingo makes you sign a piece of paperwork saying that you are aware that this is an art piece and not to be ridden. So if you do ride it, and inevitably get into an accident when you have too much fun, you can't sue them. Genius.
The specs of the Dingo include a 72-volt 45-amp-hour battery, a 3,000-watt chain-driven motor, front and rear lights, front suspension, and 3 riding modes.
I really like the guys over at Dingo as well. The head of the show, his name is Sam. He's one of those guys that's just full of ideas and a very ambitious individual. He also has a skill set that I'm very jealous of. Like, I wish I could make stuff like this. Makes me regret spending all those years playing Xbox instead of doing something productive like my dad always said I should have done. But anyway, we're here, I'm making videos and he's building cool bikes. And all the small parts on this bike, like the seat, the lights, the foot pegs, they're all attached using these little clamps. Dingo plans to make a ton of accessories for these bikes. That way you can make them completely your own. I love these guys' concept, I love their energy, I like what they're putting together here. So let's hop on it, take it for a ride, at my own risk of course, and see if it's any fun. Okay, off we go, riding it around in the dirt. This bike does have front suspension, but obviously you can tell it has none in the rear. So, riding on off-road, bumpy surfaces like this is not ideal, but it is doable. Of course, I am doing it super slow because every single one of these bikes are handmade and also going to be shipped out to someone in the near future, so it's not my bike to wreck. Well, a good sign already is that it is absolutely handling this hill nicely. Well, of course, there's no rear suspension, and my spine and butthole are absorbing all of the shock. It's doing a great job getting up here. There we go, come on, little Dingo. You might be small, but your heart is big. Here we are on the open road. Let's see what the Dingo has. Whoa, it's a little unstable. This Dingo has a top speed of around 60 miles an hour. The fastest that any of the guys at Dingo have ever taken it is about 70 miles an hour. And just so you know, a Sauron only does 45 miles an hour. But I will say, riding this thing at its top speed is a little sketchy, just a little bit. But then again, most fun things are like that. Kind of like shooting guns when you waste it. What could possibly go wrong? With this setup, you can get roughly around 50 miles of range, maybe a little bit more. Dingo hasn't actually range tested this setup yet, but it is their most expensive and their most powerful. Yet again, there is a disadvantage to having no mirrors. I had no idea that person was behind me, or for how long they were behind me for. Well, I do have a massive tear in my pants right now, so they might have been staring at my underwear. Dingo has only made about 10 of these so far, and I'm pretty sure all of them have already been sold. And the best part about this bike's design, as far as storage goes, is that the handlebars fold in, so you can toss it in the back of your hatchback, do whatever with it. It's awesome. But I have to say, the handling is going to take some getting used to. Like, for me, the bike doesn't want to just steer left or steer right. It wants to go the fuck to the left or the fuck to the right. There's no in between. You also have 3 riding modes here. You've got 1, 2, and 3. And I'm pretty sure you can guess how those work. The guys over at Dingo hope that these bikes become a cult classic, kind of like the Honda Grom, which I can definitely see happening. This bike is also just like effortlessly cool, you know what I mean? Like, if there were some chicks at a crosswalk and you pulled up with this thing next to a guy with his Scat Pack Charger and his ungodly loud exhaust, the chicks are gonna dig you more. You know why? Because this thing is cute and confident. The 2 most important things you need to win in this world. But the utilitarian nature of this bike makes it really special. Like, I can definitely see the US military using one of these when China inevitably invades us. Like, Dingomoto is gonna make 50 cal clamps for the side of this bike. A little button right there. And there we go, boys and girls. That's how we're gonna win the war. The Winchester rifle won the Wild West. and the Dingomoto was going to win World War III. I'd love to see a bunch of guys like Jocko Willink with that military face and that commanding chin invading a country in one of these. Okay. My God, this thing is, I have to say, it is pretty sketchy to ride at its top speed for sure. I could see this bike doing more damage to the youth of America than vaping. Another great thing about the Dingo is that it is also reasonably priced. I mean, for example, I paid $37.50 for my Super 73 RX. This bike with the 72 volt motor and the 45 amp hour battery is about $3,200. So what are some of my final thoughts on the Dingo? Well, first off, it is fast as hell, dude. Like, for a little thing, it goes very quickly. It's almost like a pocket bike. This seat is also really great. It looks comfortable, and it is comfortable. It's also sewn and made in-house, just like everything else on this bike. It is a hand-built garage bike, built by a couple passionate guys that really believe in their product and believe in the future of what they've developed here. And I do too. I think it's awesome. Given a little bit more refinement, this is going to be something very special, and I can definitely see it catching on to a cult following. It is a ton of fun to ride, super small and compact, so I can throw it in the back of my shitty Mazda, which is breaking down on me now, giving me lots of problems. Yeah, I should steal this, punch Sam in the face, steal this bike, put it in the back of my Mazda, so when that breaks down, I have a backup vehicle. I'm a fucking genius, dude. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my review on this little Dingo. It is a ton of fun. It is also super adorable. Check them out on Instagram. Check out the website. I don't think they actually have a website, but if they do, I'll put a link to it below, alright? And you better go look at it. Don't forget to dislike, don't comment, and of course do not subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next test ride.